Good evening, folks. Red County Blue Nation, West Cliff, Colorado, great states of Americans. Stephen Rorick, Mike Boring, James McMahon. Jimmy, how you doing, buddy?
We're doing good. The wind needs to go away, but all in all, we need rain and the wind to go away. But no, things are going good. Busy, busy, busy.
Wishing one hand and you know what in the other and see
Oh,
which one fills
buddy
up
boy.
first. This is ridiculous, man.
Yep.
No, it don't look like there's a drop of rain in sight. I don't know.
Something's got to give. Boy, oh boy. We'll see. Yeah, we're running a little bit of water out there at Matt's, but that's at spring. Other than that, I don't think anybody's running anything.
I don't think so.
I don't think nothing's. Do you say about mid-May is when that thing starts breaking loose? If there's something up to break
Well,
loose?
yeah, but usually there's never this warm.
Right.
It's hardly ever this warm. I was talking to one of the guys the other day. He's like, shit, I looked at the snow tell the other day. It's 60 degrees at the snow tell meter. And when it's 60 degrees, that snow's already melting. It's melting off, but it's not ever. It's just what little bit's there, it's already going in. Problem is the snow tell says that there's a certain percentage, but it ain't a blanket. It's just like in that small area.
In that one spot.
Yeah.
Where it's being measured.
It's bad news, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's what kind of drove us out of the dang ranching deal in the first place was the drought. And I mean, it's wasn't ever this bad. It's a dry bastard.
Yeah. It's yepers.
I don't know what the damn. I could look real quick, see what it.
So we're going to keep a few of those steers and feed them out. Have our own local beef, so that's a good thing. Non-vaccinated, no GMOs, about as clean as you can get, and then put some of your CBD Timothy stuff in it. So it's got CBD in it as well, so should be some pretty good beef. Kind of excited to. We got a couple 1,000 pounders to feed out. That's going to take a couple months. That'd be good enough. And then some 600, 700 pounders. Non-vaccinated, no brand, no ear tag.
So it's 1 inch of snowpack. It's went down an inch in the last 24 hours, 3% of normal. Snowpack is 3%. There is none.
That's zero.
Yeah, it's zero.
Yeah, I mean, by the time it starts running, it'll be in the ground.
1 inch of snow melt over the 1 inch of snow melt over the past 24 hours has receded the total snowpack to 1 inch at 10,800. And the temperature is 52 degrees right now. That's a whole different creature than it's.
Boy, that's about as bad as it's been, huh? It's got to be top 10.
Never been that. It's never been this dry ever.
Oh, this is record breaking.
Yeah, all the way across. I mean, there's like, I was looking last week or whatever. There was like, I forget now, at least 8. Seems like it was more than that, but at least 8 of the snow tell gauges on the Colorado River, which of course would be on the western slope, headed, that feed Meade, Powell.
Oh yeah.
All of that. Part of them didn't have any snow. That's the first time ever that them snow gauges never had any snow on them.
Yeah. I know the cattle guys are definitely concerned.
We got a thing from the BLM. We got that, whatever they call it, the White Rock BLM lease. We got about 1,500 acres here behind town that goes with that deeded ground we have. That
right.
All that BLM that's scattered out through all them mining claims and all that stuff. And
yeah.
They said prepare to lower your stocking rates, and of course they were talking about stock water. And it's our first day with stock water. That's why we already punched 2 wells out there with solar tanks. We got three solar tanks that we put out there. I don't know, in the last 10 years.
Water's pretty important.
Yeah, Chuck won't go for these polywog ponds or hauling water, none of that. You don't have consistent water. You got no business having cattle.
Absolutely.
So the water part's no big deal, but I mean, it's,
No feed.
yeah, it's what little bit is green is going back. My little bit of grass right out here on the front part of my lawn, I'm gonna have to water that or it's just all gonna die. It's up about 6-7 inches, and I can see it just turning brown by the second.
Yeah. So a lot of mulching on the garden this year
Yeah,
on the potatoes and
drip tape,
cabbage. The drip. Yeah, absolutely.
drip tape, and plastic culture, man, help hold
Yep.
that moisture in the ground.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a
Gonna be a battle.
whole different creature this year.
Well, they're saying it might change. It might start raining, but wishing, like you say, wishing one end and shit in the other.
I mean, I've heard a lot of stuff, but it will do it again. It's just when.
Yeah, it'd be too little, too late. But yeah, I mean, when's the monsoons typically show up?
Usually July.
July, when we're trying to get the hay in.
Yeah, mid-July usually.
Yeah.
Right around fair time, around the second, third week. I mean, we used to try to put up a lot of hay between 20th of June and 4th of July and then prepare for
Getting
a month
rained
of
out.
rain. But
Yeah.
and the guy needed that rain too to make grass for cattle.
Your whole buddy.
But yeah, glad I don't have 300 head. If a guy died, you better have some hay to feed him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have to feed him. I mean, there'll be enough for a little grass here and there.
Little nibblings, but not enough to carry.
No, there ain't gonna be enough to run thousands of head like normal.
And the inventory now is, I think they're saying, since 1951. Lowe's is 1951. It's kind of a deal there. The price of beef doesn't seem like it's really gone up that much. I mean, I'm sure it's gotten some, but
Well, yeah, I mean,
I think you still get hamburger for $7 a pound. God only knows what they're putting in it.
I bought a lot of hamburger for $1 a pound.
Well, back in the day.
Well, not even that long ago, or it don't seem like that long ago. I mean, burger used to be just $1 or $2 a pound. Now it's $6-7. I mean, that's used to be what we paid for steak.
Yeah. Yeah. Steaks now 18, 16, 18, 20, depending on what cut you're getting.
Yeah, global chaos. I mean, Mike and I were talking about discussing the whole does Iran really have what they say they have? Are they trying to race to blow us off this face of the map? Or, I mean, I've heard a lot of information, Joe Kent, Tulsi, they're all saying that they never had it, just like what happened in Iraq. We went in there and spent however many 8 years wasting billions and billions of dollars, and then everything I see said that they never had any kind of nuclear weapons, but we went in there and
It's the war machine.
War machine.
Yeah, that's what it is. You got to be able to, it's one thing if you're selling beef, that's a good thing. But when you're into killing people, and you got to make airplanes that drop bombs and the bombs, and you got to make all that, somewhere along the line you got to get violent in order to sell something.
Lindsey Graham.
Lindsey.
That was one strange son of a gun. They gotten pictures of him running around Disney World with that little children's wand, chasing and there by himself, not even with it. Weird shit, man. Well, I was holding it for some girl that went in the bathroom. Really? That's even weirder.
Yeah. Go ahead and just shut up, boy, because you're going backwards at the speed of light. No, there's some farfignugan going on, and it's people aren't in there to, the purity of being a servant of the American people,
Right.
obeying the oath and understanding what their duty really is. It's all treason.
I'm so, I mean, it'll be what it'll be, but some of this stuff that's going with, what has happened with the president. I mean, he's basically saying now, he's saying, well, I could have ended the Vietnam War in 30 days. Like, damn, man. That shit you're smoking, you should be selling because you're getting way out there, man. I mean, these are. If he was in his right mind, why would he even say anything like that? I mean, that's uncalled for.
Well, he does a lot of exaggeration. He might have done a lot better job. I mean, that was another. Here again, if you're not selling and building for the Raytheon and the other weapons people, that's a big part of the economy. And if you don't cause something to have to sell it, well, then they're out of business. That's how simple that is to me.
It is.
And it's disgusting, really. But that's how you have the largest navy and the biggest and the baddest war machine.
Yeah, I don't really know what to think. When people like Tucker, when Trump's going at Tucker.
You mean low IQ Tucker?
Yeah.
Probably got one of the highest IQs ever in humanity.
I mean, that don't make no sense. I mean, these are the people that got him. They're same with Jones, Alex Jones. Alex Jones is been crucified just like Trump did, and every step of the way supported him, and now he's saying that Jones is washed up, fried, I think is what he said. That's like, and I said that about MTG a long time back. Like, this was your number one horse, and now you're trying to tell me that Kevin Levin is the guy that walks on water? I don't know, folks. I mean, everybody can think what they want to think, but doesn't fit for me. Doesn't fit. You can't tell me that somebody that's Israel first, like Kevin Levin, that were never Trumpers. These people they were never Trumpers, and now he is down on his hands and knees. Oh, Kevin Levin, he walks on water. He's the very best. He knows all. Like, whoa, boy. I don't personally. I think it's bad juju. Personally.
Well, I think most people are seeing it, especially when you get someone like Tulsi going, maybe, because she's down to earth, level-headed, very knowledgeable.
Well, and she's had 17 different organizations that have the highest intelligence in the whole world. And he's saying, no, hell, I got more intelligence than you got. I'm getting it from my son-in-law, Jared Kushner.
Yeah, from Netanyahu, the little New Yorker.
Yeah, that basically they're saying now if Netanyahu, his only play is to keep trying to take the war down, keep going with war, because otherwise he's gonna get thrown in prison forever.
Yeah.
Against crimes against humanity.
Absolutely.
And now they're talking about barking up with Turkey.
That's not a good idea.
That's a bad idea.
Yeah, that's about the worst decision you're going to make. Yeah.
So whatever them folks, I mean, whoever thinks that Israel is the greatest thing since sliced bread, I wholeheartedly disagree.
And I think a lot of people are waking up to that reality.
Just for the record, I've been saying that the whole time too, folks. I've never agreed with what we're doing. And I never will, because I know that it's religious zealots, and that's what the greater Israel plan is. I was looking at that today. I mean, it's half of Saudi Arabia, most of Iraq, all of Syria, all of Lebanon, all of Jordan, part of Turkey, I mean, does Israel really think they're going to take over all these countries? Just like, well, we're coming in.
Scoot over.
We deserve to be that. We deserve it.
We're the chosen. Whoa. And the thing is, they're not. Some of them are. Don't get me wrong.
Well, that's the thing. Nobody knows who's chosen or who isn't. The children of God are between God and the children of God, not what somebody else on this piddly little planet says. Or that's my opinion.
Right. As the story goes in the Bible, but they don't. These Jews that are running and being the bad Jews.
Bad Jew.
They don't acknowledge Christ as being the Savior of the world and God incarnate. They don't. They go, no. We're waiting for a world guy.
Well,
we're waiting for a world king.
And that's what one of the things why.
That's where Christians are upside down in their little Jew thing.
We should get. I was wanting to get Cliffy on here and.
Oh, there you go.
Have him kind of
dial that in.
Yeah, kind of explain all that. I mean, he understands it well enough and can quote where it comes from and what it is. I mean, you and I kind of have the overview, but reciting where the proof is. I mean, I just don't have the brain power to remember that stuff.
No, it's kingdom against kingdom. There's definitely, this is a spiritual thing going on here.
But how the Christians in this country, I mean, I was talking about this 6 months ago, how a Christian in this country can say, well, if you're not with Israel, then you're going to get struck down by lightning. Like, do you not understand what their philosophy or what their theory is? It has nothing to do with Christianity. And so for a Christian to say that if you don't believe in Israel and think that Israel is top of the food chain, then you're going to, you're an abomination to God. It's like, man, I don't know what the hell you've been reading, but you don't have your facts straight.
Well, and that's the deal. There was, and I forget who it was. I need to look it up. But there was one that made a study. It's a study thing, studying the Bible. And they intentionally taught preachers and evangelists and people that was the deal, is if you didn't honor Israel. And they were very misled, and they deceived a lot of other people. And it was an intentional thing by the whoremongering Jews, by the Jews that hate Jesus. And a lot of Christians don't know that. So they're in bondage to a lie. That's the way it is. Sorry.
Well, that's the ornery thing about this whole planet. I mean, that's human nature. I mean, we've talked about that so many times. It's human nature to be wholeheartedly... I mean, you're willing to stake your life over what somebody else told you. Whoa, some weird shit.
Well, true conviction. I mean, the apostles that were killed for saying no, Jesus is the real Son of God, they were fully persuaded.
Well, and I mean, the truth is.
There you go.
But to be. I mean, before a guy wants to put his neck on the line, he better make sure that you know what you're talking about.
You might ought to know where it's going. Yeah.
Yeah.
You might want to study the Bible and look at a few other things yourself. Don't just listen to the pastor, because a lot of those guys were deceived, and now they're deceiving others. I mean, the world's full of that. And a lot of people woke up to that. Pass the hat, it's all about money. And it's very, very corrupt. Religion is what killed Jesus. That's the whole deal. People can't see it.
Yeah, so, the whole Greater Israel Project, how you can just exterminate.
Yeah. Thou shalt not kill. Sure. Okay.
Yep, extremely hypocritical.
Mm-hmm.
But,
I will say one thing, though. This Sharia law and this Islamic thing, that goes against any kind of humanity in my book. When you're able to marry a 9-year-old girl and you can beat your wife and you can, that's absolutely the opposite of what's in Ephesians and what's in Corinthians, and all the love that God talks about. So that is a very, that is a demonic deal, and that's what we really got to keep our eye on here in this country. And Europe's already finding that out. Burnt hand's the best teacher, and now they're going, hey, we got to get these people out of here. We're fixing to lose our whole country to this mess. So, anyways, it's definitely moving, and I know they're shutting down some projects that Sharia law and Islam was doing in Texas. Texas was invaded by them.
Well, I mean, that's...
They were saying the largest mosque is being built in somewhere in Wyoming. I'm like, boy, that is about as crazy as it gets. That'd be the furthest guess. That'd be the last state on my list that would be taking place. But there again, hello. It's like that gal down in Florida just got caught. I mean, I don't know how many millions of dollars, and she put it right into her campaign account. Total embezzlement. She's out. She's going bye-bye. And that other Eric Swalwell, or whatever his name is, he's out. They're trying to clean the house. That Luna gal is... She's a tough cookie. She is getting her done. She wants all the people that were on that sexual, where they paid people to just keep their mouths shut. It's a slush fund. Here, just give them some money.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's... Yeah, that one gal's going to make a big difference, oh, Luna. She is one stand up, giddy up, get her done. But it's definitely time to get the stuff straightened out. Hopefully Trump is not as far-fig-nugan as we think he is. But looking at it from the surface,
I don't know
it's like, boy, I don't know how you get out of it now, though.
You're throwing all your core people under the bus like Joe Kent, Tucker, Jones, Candace Owens. Throwing all these people under the bus and saying Kevin Levin, a never Trumper, is now the greatest thing. I mean, how?
So who's saying he's saying that?
Well, that's on record plenty of times. There's video clips everywhere of him saying that. I mean, that's all over everywhere.
And he's the one that's endorsing Israel.
He's saying, yeah, we need to nuke them. Kevin Levin's saying nuke them, and so Trump is saying, hey, let me try. Let's practice. And Kane is like, dude, you got
General Kane,
you got to get out of here. This is in the Wall Street Journal and the Washington Post. They're telling Trump, you got to get out of the meeting room.
You wonder how much of that is staged. Good Lord.
Well, and
so it's staged intimidation for these people.
Let's theorize.
Because he does that a lot.
Let's theorize why would you take your best horses and slaughter them and put a couple horses in that'll buck you off in a half a second? Like, what kind of a strategy or what kind of 4D chess could be played where you're gonna take your best players off the field and basically fire them or trade them, and then buy some people that don't want to play for you?
They weren't supportive of him in the beginning like the other horses were. So these are new horses supporting him at a whole new light.
Yeah, they're never.
So here again, I don't know.
But so theorize why, if you were Trump, what kind of a scenario? In my opinion, there's no.
It's crazy the thought that comes into my head, brother.
There's in my head there's no logical, like, turnabout or manipulation or we
Right.
tricked you into doing this,
Right.
or there's
Yeah.
nothing that makes any sense
Right.
of why he would do that, unless
Now he may very well. There's something there might be there, but it's a long shot for me.
Robert Barnes, which I have a lot of respect for Robert Barnes. I mean, he is probably one of the lead constitutional attorneys in the whole United States and one of the best historians around. And he's saying Trump, man, is getting, they're talking about prefrontal derangement, dementia, I think is what they're calling it. Prefrontal, like where he ain't nearly as bad as Joe Biden, but wherever he's comparing himself to like a Roman emperor and he's losing his empathy, and like there's American people that like he just and the flip flop. Oh, the war's over. No, we're going to kill them all. No, the war's over. No, we're going to kill them all again. Like, that is not conducive of the commander in chief. Like, there's no. I don't give a shit if it's 35D chess, right? Like, there's no. In my little brain, which, whatever it is, what it is. I mean, I try to do the best I can and conceive of some way. But why would you say these things? And why would you put somebody in like Mark Levin at the front of the class when you know that he didn't support you the whole time? I mean, it shows that there's something wrong, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I think that where he's gone here is getting in bed with the Israeli thing. And I don't know. There's a lot going on there. I'm not going to sell him short, but he definitely got me guessing. You know what I mean? And here again,
we have no choice.
We don't
but to hope
know.
for the best, but
we don't know. We're not sitting in that chair,
no, but it's
and
like
we don't see all the parts.
the frickin' ship is listing, and I mean at some point it gets so far there's no coming back.
Yeah.
And that to me is where we're at. I don't understand how. I mean, all of the stuff that he's doing, and of course, these polls are misleading, but according to the most popular pollster, this Rasmussen Mark Mitchell, 31%, man, it's the lowest he's ever been. 31%. I mean, that's the Democrat type. I mean, instead of being 2-1, now it's two people are against him instead of one.
Just the price of fuel is enough to turn most people. Because the economy, the inflation is eating people alive still. And then fuel, everybody's got to have fuel.
And it's just getting started. I mean, if they literally shut that strait completely down and they're going to send everybody, he's like, yeah, come to America and buy oil. Well, what's that do to us? I mean,
there you go.
Just drives the price up.
Yeah, it's a world market.
And I don't know. No, I mean, I hope for the best, but I don't see anything good personally. I haven't the whole time, and I mean I think all you all folks realize that I've been saying the whole time we have no business. We have no business. Israel first. I mean, it's America first.
And the way politicians and this global thing goes is cause the problem, solve the problem. And when they came in on Israel, this is kind of what started that whole thing, when they came in and killed a bunch of kids and women in that one day.
Yeah, October 7th, when they had the most sophisticated radar thing in the whole world, and all of a sudden these guys in like motorized paragliders are coming in. I don't believe any of that.
Well, here again,
that's the biggest. If you honestly think that that's realistic, you got something wrong in your brain.
When you have all this big war machine, you have to cause the sales. It's kind of like the tire guy. He's into fixing tires.
Let me throw down this nail strip so you can get all.
Yeah, let me go get a 50-pound bag of real short roofing nails, and I'm gonna go around in a 10-mile radius here. Not only am I gonna get the toe, but see what I'm saying? And it's that's sad because they have to have money, and it's so competitive now. And the drone thing and some of these other things, I was watching how they were competing and realigning the big war machine. I'm like, man, boy, oh boy.
Well, yeah, and from what
Drones.
it seems like Iran has got a bunch of drones, and they are a lot cheaper than the ones we got.
Well, and that's where we're trying to get our feet underneath us. I think we got caught flat-footed with not doing the drone thing.
Well, I mean,
Talking to these guys, it's like, yeah, we've got to hurry up and do this and do this, and we've got the technology, we just haven't done it, and
They're
we
dro-
got to get funding. And
yeah, their drones are only $100,000, and ours are like 10 million. That alone will tell you that.
that's how money gets funneled.
Well, and that's how you lose.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, exactly. That's special interest, the lobbyists, and it's the war machine.
That's how you end up losing the war, because you don't have the resources. And here we are now. I mean, you've already wasted how much resources on Ukraine?
Didn't waste it. We made some money, man.
And
It's
I
crazy.
heard I can't remember this guy's name, but there was a guy on today that he was the guy that actually they traded Brittany Griner for.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I can't think of Boot. I think is his last name, but he was talking about like, why is Zelensky still alive?
Yeah.
I mean, if they wanted him dead, the way he parades around, I mean, it would be easy to take him out.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. I mean, it does make sense if you understand that it's a youth and eugenics problem. What they're trying to do is create mass starvation, mass confusion, all of that. I mean, all that adds up just right.
Oh,
Otherwise,
it really does. And once you understand the end game that they're playing is depopulation
Yeah, nothing else.
and
Nothing else
funneling
makes
money
sense.
and power, then it's very clear what's going on. We were just hoping that Trump wasn't going to be on the
Subject.
dark side.
Yeah.
And he may have to go. God, it is what it is. But looking at it, it's very suspect.
Well, and that's, I mean, that's back to that whole mind control.
There you go.
When they're talking about you can buy the stuff off Amazon to make this.
I mean, that's pretty crazy times, man.
Not to mention, I mean, imagine all that's just the simple stuff. Imagine the really high tech stuff. I mean, they've been doing it forever. MK Ultra and all this stuff.
Right. Well, no. I mean, we're just living in
And
that time.
I didn't realize it, but I guess according to what I've been listening to, too, he'd been taking the COVID vaccines like no other.
Really?
That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing.
Like I said, I don't know anything firsthand, but God only knows. Yeah, there's one country they did a trial of Bill Gates, and it's when you're not there. I forget what you call it. But they tried him, he wasn't there, but they found him guilty, so. They're going to, one way or the other, I think they're going to get him. That would be handy. And the chemtrail thing is coming up big time too now in Congress. They're looking at that and doing an investigation. The EPA guy, that Mike guy, whatever his name is, he's out of Texas, but he's head of the EPA. And we'll see. A lot going on. But are they really protecting us or trying to protect us, or are they just giving us lip service and already sold out to whatever's going on? I know it's good to live up here. This is a good place to hang out, so. Clean water and pretty clean air. And
So this says confirmed for sure that he got vaccinated and boosted in 21, but it doesn't say any verified stuff since then. But I mean, them vaccines are where a lot of that,
Graphite stuff and whatever else, all the little.
yeah, that it can help, make it a lot easier for you to be manipulated.
Yeah, exactly. And it's frequencies.
And I hate to believe it, and I don't want to, but it's like the ship's listing, and I'm like, do you wait and go off into shark-infested water, or do you get in the lifeboat? Or there's a helicopter that's leaving. Shit, wait for me. I'm out of here, man. And I mean, I'm to the point where I wake up in the morning and I lay there a couple minutes and I think to myself, I mean, I just don't have a good feeling about stuff at all. And the only good feeling I have is that I know that I'm connected to the center of my creator and that's all I got.
And that's what gives us the good hope.
And
so we persevere and keep going.
Because it'll be what it'll be. I mean,
absolutely.
If they blow us to oblivion, I mean, it's ever, your spirit lives forever.
Yeah, you just keep right on going.
But yeah, the kind of it's like, yeah, really.
Well, it's been talked about in a book or two on the end times, so. And it's been like this, it just keeps repeating itself, but it's graduating with technology.
So Mike was telling, we were having an interesting discussion about, so they just killed one of the UFO researchers. I can't remember what his name.
Yeah, he was like 59 or something.
Real famous guy. But they're talking about the Anunnaki and coming back and these different races and enslaving humanity, and that's the real fight. Like they say the Stargate is there at the Temple Mount, like that whole area is where the Stargate is. And I mean, I'll entertain anything because hell, I don't know what the hell the deal is.
I don't either.
And it's fascinating. I like to hear different aspects of what could potentially be going on, but that whole who is it? Is it the Israelis or whatever that's trying to keep the Stargate under control so that we don't all become enslaved? Or are they the ones that are trying to get the Stargate and open it up so we can't get enslaved? Or, I mean, I don't. That's the $1 million question: is who really is? And they're talking about these bloodlines that are hundreds of thousands of years old. And it's like,
well, they talk also about fallen angels that.
Oh yeah.
And those people are, anyways. That's another.
Well, we know they're all out there. And that really is the fight for humanity of what. And that's why, like I said, I mean, I don't have a good feeling about it.
No, I've known about this stuff was coming. My uncles told me about it. So you'll see it in your day. And I'm like, yeah, boy, oh boy. I mean, I grew up, we didn't even have the barcode. Didn't have credit card, we didn't have any of that. It was just cash and a bread. Ting, 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 bling. You reach in the drawer. I've watched all this graduate with this in my consciousness of how we're going to be overtaken, with control over no money, and if you don't have this special deal, you can't buy, sell, or trade. Well, we're to that point now where it can be implemented. Used to be it wasn't that way, but we're getting robots, and I mean, it's to the point now where all of that is very real to me.
Yep, it is a strange thing.
That's why I like just basic stuff. Try to make your own food, or do make your own food. Have your own well, have your own septic, have your own power. have a standalone place where, things got a little dicey. Maybe you can make it through on the other side. That's my only hope, is we can get through the other side somehow.
Well, and whatever the book says too, right? You don't need anything. Jah provide the bread. But it's have faith in Allah, but tie your camel.
Yeah.
If you believe in Allah.
I don't believe in that all. Not even close.
But that's that whole thing, right? You have faith, but yet you take care of yourself.
Oh yeah. You can't pull up from just being normal. I mean, it'd be cool to have, hey, give me a loaf of bread and a fish over. We gonna have a feast. I'm not saying that can't, Who knows? I think if somebody's tuned into not being into money and greed and carnalism, that's probably a very easy thing to do. But we're so carnal and conform to the world, we can't tap into that resource. So we're just it is what it is.
Well, like we was talking about earlier, easier to fit a camel through the eye of a needle
There you go.
than a rich man into the kingdom of God. What was I telling you? But I want to try it.
Yeah. Give me some money.
Yeah, you give me a shot. I think I can still do. I think I can be a good boy.
No, let's give us our bread, the daily deal here.
Well, and
But man, in this economy and the time that we live in, boy, you fall one rung on that ladder and you could be financially completely wiped out.
yeah.
Whether it's a medical thing, whatever. It'd be a lot of different things could happen.
No, there's a lot of bad stuff that can happen. That is for sure. That's, and that's why I just have a certain simplicity about what's going on in my mind. And,
That's where I stay.
I have that connection, whatever connection this is, that I feel that I have with my inner being and with the outer being and the universe and the creator, and
There you go.
you can call it whatever you want to call it. I'm not going to try to call it anything.
There you go.
I don't have the desire, I don't feel the need to try to explain, and especially explain that somebody else don't have it and that you're less of a person because you don't think like I do. That whole concept is
Well, and that's that religious one. That's that religious deal. People identify themselves above somebody. They can't have any identity unless they're pushing somebody else down.
well,
And that's the sad part.
a lot of it is
I'm better
religious,
than you.
but there's some of it don't even have to do with religion. It's just that whole I'm better than you, and there's not even a religious basis towards it. They just think they're better.
Yeah, it's a belief system.
Yeah, it's
It's a belief system.
strange stuff.
No doubt about it.
But yeah, it looks like things are maybe, I wouldn't necessarily going our way county-wise, but
You mean here in little old Custer County?
yeah, so one of our contributors here, she's thinking under CRS 24-18-202, county commissioners are strictly prohibited from being purchasers at any sale or vendors at any purchase made by them in their official capacity. All three of our county commissioners signed the lease. We're talking about the Justice Center property. The arm's length requirement for a sale price to be considered the fair market value for tax purposes. It must be an arm's length transaction. The problem in Colorado, if commissioners, the buyers, have a relationship with the family trust, the sellers, talking about the Chet Haga Trust, the deal is not at arm's length. Market exposure. If the property was never listed on the open market, the price is legally considered a private contract price, not necessarily a market price.
There you go.
Open meetings and records. The Colorado Open Meetings Law requires that any policy-making meeting of a quorum of the board must be public. If the deal was negotiated in secret without a public vote or noticed meeting, it might violate state transparency laws. Challenging the tax assessment. If the assayer raised your value based on this specific overpriced sale while ignoring neighbors, you have a strong case for uniformity. Equalization. The Colorado Constitution requires that the actual value used for taxes be determined under such law and shall secure just and equalized valuations. Spot reassessment. If the assayer spot revalued only your property because the sale, but left identical neighboring land at lower 2018-19 levels, they have violated the principality of uniformity. The $700,000 gap, an assessment jump of $700,000 based on a single private deal, is highly suspect. You can argue the sale was a non-market outlier, and that should be discarded in favor of more typical local comparables. So what they've done, folks, is in 2000, we've been saying this, in 2018, that appraised value of that land was $129,000. So there's 4 parcels there, and the biggest one, this I'm just going to call it the 1361 or the 361. It's 364, 363, 361, and 371. And you can look these up, right? This is, I mean, you can get on the Custer County Assayer's website and you can just hover over it and click on it, whatever, and it'll tell you these are the parcel
numbers.
So in 2018, value in 17 and 18 was $46,000. And then the value in 2019 and 2020, after they purchased this, was $450,000. The value of that property went up tenfold
Because of what they paid for it?
because of what they paid for it.
That's what you talk, and this is what BlackRock and Vanguard do. They'll go in and buy a house and spend way too much and set a precedent. Blow the value of the housing up around it
But
and chase everybody out.
the thing about it is BlackRock they're a private entity.
You're right. I'm just saying it's the same tactic
It is
that
but
they used
it
here that
is.
they use in a private, in my opinion.
Well, it is, but what's going on here that none of the rest of these values have ever went up.
That's what I'm getting at.
So with BlackRock, it does. That's why it raises these other values up. Your property tax goes higher. That's not what's happened here. Right across the street, the stuff is the same. So
Yeah. Very, very suspicious, and I would like to see it investigated.
well, and it looks like they're investigating. I mean, Bill Kanda has opened up a can of worms. Greg chimed in. He said the only problem is that that it was signed as a lease purchase with lease payments going toward purchases. Same thing that Salida did with their new firehouse. So
So they get around it, they're skirting it.
they're trying to skirt it.
Well, as a trustee, you can't really risk people's business. You can't risk the public's interest. You can't. And that's what these guys don't understand up here. But there's never anybody that's been challenging them.
I don't think, in my opinion, challenging them doesn't mean anything. The only thing that really matters is if the law gets involved and they find where they have taken money.
That's the challenges I'm talking about.
And it's trying to say, oh, we're challenging you. You did no, man. Call the CBI. Make them people do their job.
Well, and they're stretched so thin with all the crime going around, and there's 40 little red counties. There's 64 counties in Colorado. These people are busy because during COVID there was a lot of bad behavior. Now it's just coming out. The discovery of all this is coming out. So they have a pretty big workload. Not that that's an excuse not to do it, but here again, there was items, and I've been harping on this for a while. It's like 3 appraisals, at least a couple market searched by a different realtor. Where was the assessment? Was there other comparable properties that were in the vicinity that were a better bargain? Where was the meeting held? Was it an executive meeting? Who did the negotiations of the contract? Where is all this information at? Bill? Mr. Kanda? At your home office. Kelly doesn't possess it as the clerk and reporter of a $20 or $30 million development in Custer County. Suspicious again. And then you say you negotiated it. Ann says she negotiated. And I remember when Jay Prince signed the deal, he said, I've never been to any of the meetings.
So Kelly, so we went through and opened up the core requests again. Kelly says she has 1, 2, and 6, which is the purchase agreement, the name of the selling entity, and documents outlining special terms. Right, that's all in the
Contract?
purchase agreement. The statement of authority covers 2, which is the name of the selling entity. This actually says there's, let's look at this. Now it looks like Kelly has a few minutes.
Oh, minutes of a meeting of the discussion of the negotiations, or?
Audience introductions. Sentinel reporter Jackie Bubis, Dallas Anderson, Lynn Legree, Claudia Morris, Senator Larry Crowder, Angela Arterburn, and Ann Barthrop. Minutes, none. Commissioner items. The board reported on the various meetings they had attended and individuals they met with. Attorney items. County Attorney Clint Smith reported on the various items he's been working on. Unfinished business land lease to purchase agreement. County Attorney Clint Smith presented the board with the lease to purchase agreement for the Haga property consisting of 6.6 acres for potential use as a site for a new justice center. Motion by Commissioner Canada to sign the lease and purchase agreement with the start date retroactive 8/1/18. Motion carried unanimously.
That's quite big.
And that's all there is.
Mm-hmm. I know what I would have done in that particular situation. To remove any kind of suspicion, or not to create a
Well,
suspicious
yeah,
environment.
where was all of the money? They spent a lot of money trying to talk people into this. There was a lot of money spent.
Oh yeah, on the campaign for it.
A lot.
A lot.
A lot. Where was any? There's not one.
There's
cent,
no.
There's nothing.
Where is all that? And it's bizarre to me. There's some fixing's got to take place. There's no doubt about it. But I think, like you said, Bill might have opened up the can of worms to maybe get it started. Maybe an investigator would take it serious this go around.
So yeah, I mean that's what needs to happen. We need to get far enough. Now Bill is. There's never been a way where we could look at the finance part, especially their personal. And now, I mean, if he's
All of that's subpoenable.
yeah, if he's trying to tell, I mean, it was kind of funny if you read the Tribune. He basically said, yeah, I started up my septic company because I wanted a tax write-off. And he said, what a better way to get a tax write-off than buy a tractor and lose money? Like, okay.
Bing! That's a big.
And so, I mean, they should be able to look.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that opens up the door for them to begin to look at his financial stuff and see if he's actually taking money.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's just hearsay, but the word on the street is that Mike Haga has bragged how he gave Ann $30,000 cash to make this deal go through. And,
See, that's a suspicious environment that's been created, and I wouldn't discard that comment.
and Ann is over here bragging that she's the one that
Put the deal together.
and Bill is saying he's the one that did it.
I mean, they're just asinine. I mean, it's stupidity. It's not like, look, this is a process we followed. We stayed at arm's length. We knew the family well, and we couldn't get involved in it because it looked suspicious. So we hired a firm to negotiate this.
Well,
We
yeah,
had
the appraised value is $129,000. Like, why are you paying 800 and I guess I've been saying 76,000. I guess it's 872,000.
Yeah, I can't keep the numbers. I'd have to have it right here in front of me. I get the gist of it because the point here was, why did we buy the land without a way out? And if it didn't pass the ballot, we should have had a way out. Looks like the lease is the way out. But no, that wasn't the intention on that. The lease was to get around the Tabor bill. So that's another disgusting thing that's taken place here. Because otherwise they would have had to got the people to vote to buy the property. Because they're tying our money up into the future. I mean, it's even worse. It gets worse. It snowballs into a downhill Farfignugan at its. There's some people doing some investigation by themselves. I'm so happy other people are getting involved in this. I've kind of been Jimmy's the bad guy all the time, and it's whatever. I really don't care. Thing is there's a reasonable way of conducting the public's business, and it's not that tough. You got to always be thinking that it's their business, and you have to use the sunshine law to protect you and to guard you, so that you don't create an environment of suspicion, and then we start looking at you a little funny. And there's standard operating procedures, and there's laws that say no. You need to stay clear. You need to be above reproach, and that's what this is about. Because you're not doing your business. You're doing our business. And if you look like you're sneaking around and maybe profiteering and through the back door, and that's what that statute.
This is kind of strict. So lease purchase statute. This agreement is being entered into between lessor and leasee pursuant to the provisions of Section 30. We'll get it to. -11-104.1.
Get the statute.
Get our pal to look that up on his high dollar thing. Lease purchase agreement. In order to provide for financing of a public park, a public trail, a public golf course, or public open space, or a courthouse, jail, or other county building or equipment used or to be used for governmental purposes, any county is authorized to enter into a lease purchase agreement. The obligation under any such leases may only be from year to year and may not constitute a mandatory charge or requirement in any ensuing budget year.
Sure looks like they're risking a lot of money. That means that the lease gives them a way out at the expense of the taxpayer. You don't get that money back. It's almost like buying a car here. Buy a car and make the payment here. You're completely out of line. It's like buy here, pay here. Man, ridiculous. So that's the big divider in our county right now, especially with the Republican Party. We've got two people that want the courthouse and the rest of us don't. And that's the division. We as PCPs, we're trying to represent the people in their voice in our precincts. And they're very staunch about, no, we don't want that courthouse. We don't want that. We already said no. And then when you get into the politics of it, the politicians are going, you guys don't know what's right and wrong. We know what's best for you. After we voted, it's like, wait a minute. That's why we have a vote. That's feedback, so you know how to behave and represent and do the business of the people, not just push your own agenda. And that's what's going on here. And it looks like you're getting compensated in one fashion or the other. Just saying. Just saying. We'll see. We'll see where it all goes. Time's going to tell. Yeah, I know there's a YouTube where they started to have a meeting in the courthouse about the Justice Center. And about 3 minutes into it, it just cuts off. It doesn't show that meeting. Just funny things like that. It's like it sticks out like a sore thumb. So very suspicious. Now, it was kind of disturbing too, Jay Prince being an attorney and a judge at one point as a sitting commissioner. When they signed this contract, when they entered into this, Jay goes right, he gets it on the minutes. I didn't go to any of these meetings. I don't know what any of this is about. And Bill says, yeah, you don't need to. There was only a meeting. We're good. That is so derelict. There should have been a huge amount of time set aside for the procedure of how we went through this process and how we stayed at arm's distance and removed any kind of suspicion. But that created even more suspicion and elevated it even more when Jay, an attorney, wasn't involved in this. And it was, it sounded like Clint Smith, the attorney, God rest his soul, he's passed. But he's the one that put it together. I mean, where were any of the minutes of the meetings? Where's any of it? Where's the discussion, doing the business of the people? It's called the Sunshine Law for a reason. It's not in the closet law or in Bill's. It's all in my office at the house. Really? What's it doing there? I've asked Paul Vogelson if he could get the information from Bill. It's going on a year. He's not been able to get any information. And he giggles at it. I'm like, this is pretty serious. And then he's not been able to go in and look at the books. Lucas won't let me look at the books. I don't know how he stops you. You guys are all responsible for that money equally. In this in a lane thing. Oh, it's not my lane.
So looks like I was sort of mistaken. I thought there was a clause in there that said that they couldn't use it anything for it but a government building, but I guess that's the lease purchase part of the agreement from 30-11-104.1. In order to provide for financing, I thought it said in there they well, it does. It says that they can't sublease it.
I mean, they don't even have the title. I mean, it's kind of crazy. I did a buy here, pay here thing years ago, and it sounds like that. It just sounds like you're that was when you had to get your credit started and all that. So when did this information come to light?
What's that, buddy? This is the lease purchase agreement. This one's been out.
Oh, that's the one we got. Okay.
I guess I must have sort of misread it when I was thinking that they couldn't use it.
Well, it says in the beginning that they're buying a piece of property for the people. Now, they're not putting a grocery store on it. They're not putting a lumber yard on it. I mean, they have to be doing something for the people. I know they bought the wood chipper and in business with the wood chipper guys now. And then they got the workforce housing. They're in business now with realtors and whatnot. I mean, it's just dumbfounding. They had their Liberty Rocks meeting last night. Miss Ann Barthrop does that, and it's trivia. You get to go play trivia. I'd really like to see her use that as an educational thing. Show people what a PCP is, a precinct committee person. Show them how the caucus is ran. Use it for an educational time. But I don't think that's going to happen. But it would be handy, because a lot of people, if they knew how this thing worked, they would be involved more. Because it's pretty cool to be able to elect the person that you're going to be voting for. That's what it comes down to, being proactive. And then also being able to get resolutions. Like we did, I believe there were 7 resolutions that we got passed during this caucus, where people agree on, yeah, we don't want the Justice Center. We do want the books properly done according to the accounting principles, so we don't have to pay the auditor $100 and some thousand a year to come in and do the audit, and paying another outfit, Redlands, come in and pay them another $5,000 a month to come in. I mean, it's just not having an accountant is crazy.
So 30-11-104.1 typically plays directly into a Justice Center jail project. How counties actually use this statute? Counties wants a major facility, Justice Center, jail, or admin building. Cost is usually tens of millions, so cash isn't realistic. Instead of asking voters for a bond, they structure it under this CRS 30-11-104.1 as a lease purchase agreement or COPS, the certificate of participation. That's what we got to watch out for.
That's exactly right.
This is the key pivot, though. The bond, if it takes voter approval required, COP often takes no voter required. So if they could figure out how to drum the money up from some public or private entity, they could tie our hands and we wouldn't have no choice.
Yeah, that's sneaky snake, and that loophole needs to be shut down.
That sounds like the government libs. How the money actually moves. Typical structure: county creates or uses a financing entity. That entity issues a COP to investors. Investors provide upfront cash for construction. County agrees to make annual lease payments. The legal escape hatch. This is a controversial core. Each year the county must appropriate funds, but they're not legally obligated to continue forever. So legally it's not a debt because they can walk away, but practically walking away you lose the building plus the political fallout. So it behaves like debt in reality. Where the conflict usually comes from in situations like yours, despite disputes usually center on voters already rejected this. If a tax or bond was voted down, then the county uses this statute anyway. Argument: opponents to bypass the will of the voters. Transparency concerns: you mentioned wanting financials. This ties directly into this kind of deal. You should expect total project cost, interest rates, annual payments, contracts. If those aren't being shared, that's a legitimate governance concern.
Mm-hmm.
True cost versus stated costs.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's financed, 20 million might be 30 million. It depends on interest. What you're actually arguing is, if you're pushing back, your position usually falls in one or more of these circumvention arguments, using 30-11-104.1 to avoid voter-approved debt. Fiduciarily transparency argument: county must disclose full financial exposure. Political legitimacy argument: even if it's legal, is it appropriate after failed votes? Takeaway: what they are doing is legal in Colorado. It's commonly used for justice centers and jails, and it doesn't require voter approval in many cases, but it's frequently controversial for our exact situation. So the whole thing with the COPS deal, I mean, that's
We've known about that.
sounds like it's a bunch of
It's an end around.
it's liberals have made that rule to get away from.
Well, and here again, it's tapping into the taxpayers' money. That's what they're all about. Raise the taxes and tap into it. More taxes, tap into it. Because we'll be paying the bill.
That's why we need to get this thing shut down right away, folks, and that's why it's so critical. That's why it's so critical that we get this shut down. That's why our resolutions are so critical. That's why we're talking about last week that the CCRCC doesn't support the PCPs that are trying to bring these resolutions to the Custer County Board of Commissioners, because Ann Barthrop is the chair of the CCRCC and she wants this to go through. So it's a complete conflict of interest. The people say no, but Ann Barthrop and Bill Candace say yes.
And they'll flat right out tell you they know better. You don't know what you need. You're too stupid.
And you want
Man.
to take our sales tax to the highest rate in anywhere in Colorado.
Yeah, and then do the low-income housing. I mean, it's just all of it is bizarre.
Did they really think that it's going to do any good for Custer County to raise the sales tax that high? All of the businesses will basically choke.
Yeah, you just choke. Yeah, that's how socialism and communism works.
I mean,
capitalism's on the other side of that.
The gas money and the time that it takes. I mean, we already know how much cheaper it is to go down below and buy groceries. With that extra sales tax, why would you go here at all? Why would you go to the restaurants? Why would you go to the hardware store? Why would you go to the auto parts store? Why would you do any business in Westcliff at all if you have to pay that high of a sales tax?
And that's where it opens the door for such suspicion with these two characters that are involved. One is under investigation, got arrested. The other one I've seen in court, she's been charged with a few things. She's sued a lot of different people. We're looking at a very suspicious little group of people here that need to be called out and investigated.
Yeah, so hopefully the Colorado Bureau of Investigations will find some stuff that.
And part of where I'm at with that, Steve, I've got some stuff compiled a little bit. I got a little bit of index on the YouTube channel on the BOCCs. And then we need to point them in the right direction, because I think we need to help them in this investigation. We, the people, have somebody that's willing to investigate now. I mean, why not help them? Why not say, hey, we might be able to help you a little bit? Just saying.
Well, I mean, it looks like...
Let them do their job and stay out of their way.
If there's anything that we need to do, or the information that we have, sounds like we better send it to the 12th Judicial District and not the 11th.
We can't send it to the DA here, Jeff Lindsay, because he gets paid by these guys. He's got 4 or 5 districts that he's in charge of. 4. So he's got to stay out of that. When you start looking at the elected officials, he's got to stay at arm's distance.
Conflict of interest.
Conflict of interest. So it's got to go out, just like they should have done on this justice on the land acquisition. All of that should have been followed with extreme measure of above reproach.
The problem is this 30-11-104-1, that's, or 104.1, that I didn't understand.
That really gives them the license to go ahead and buffalo us, even if we don't want it. I'd have to say they better have their cards on the table, because there's nothing like a good old recall. You piss these people off up here, you get recalled. See you later. Bye-bye. I mean, we don't want to go that direction, but I mean, somewhere along the line, the crazy has to stop. And Lucas has got that. He already met with Weiser, who's the gal that's telling us how to conform to what they want to make the judge safe and the jurors safe and give the people that are having to go there some protection. It's $100,000 buys us 10 years.
Well, hell, maybe it buys you a lot more than that.
Most of this stuff's done online. Most of it's done. I mean, the judge, he goes in there, he's got to shake the dust off his robe every once in a while. But other than that, it's all done on the internet. So how do we really need it? No. What's going on? Why are you guys pressing and pushing it? Had 2 workshops. I think they had another workshop the other day. Nobody even knew about it. That's the funny stuff that's going on. That's what's got to be looked at. What is going on here? And if that suspicion of $30,000 that Ann may have got from the convicted felon, to push this thing through, maybe that's what's driving her. I don't know, but it's very suspicious.
Well, I'm thinking there must be a lot more at stake than that, because
I don't know.
I mean, if it was just the 30 grand, she could just say, well, sorry about that.
What do you mean?
Well, I got 30 grand. Sorry, we didn't get that through for you.
No, it wasn't up front. It's on the end. You gotta get it done first. You don't get that up front. You get that on the end, Ann.
The word is out on the street that it's already 30,000 up front. Cash has already been paid.
Wow.
Oh, that's already done. That's.
Well, I don't know. I don't know the particulars.
I don't think
First I heard of that.
Nobody knows the particulars. That's what happens when you're paying cash.
Right.
But when the convicted felon is out here bragging about it, that he already paid her that, it just leans to say that there must be a bunch more involved. And like I've said the whole time, I still think that Ann has her hooks in deep enough. The same reason why Lisa has the contract at the clinic, same reason Lisa has the contract at the homeowners association at the townhomes. Then she's forcing them to try to do all this stuff, and people are talking about selling their holdings because they can't afford to do what she's trying to tell them to do.
To force it. Well, that's what I'm saying. You got to be able to stand up to people that are just manipulative and money grubbers.
That's why I honestly, it's time for the law to get involved.
Yeah, it is.
Time for the law to get involved.
Definitely is.
But yeah, I think we kind of broke it down about all we can, and I've had about enough for the evening. You?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, Mikey's on the road again.
Is he? Is he
Yeah.
rolling?
Yeah, so you can stay on air there.
Oh, okay.
I have to go over here and press the button. We appreciate everyone. Till
Yeah.
next week.
Keep praying for rain, and hopefully we'll all have a pretty good garden this year, and hopefully the reservoirs will start getting filled back up, and it's pretty important. Gonna have to happen. Yep. Good night, folks. Yep. Yeah, that little pad.